Mortgage stress is at a decade high. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because we're going to have a look at this article which is discussing mortgage stress at a decade high. Now before we do, I want to bring up this definition. Nope, okay, I won't bring up this definition. I'll read you this definition. I've got to update a link in my Stream Deck. But housing stress. It's typically described as lower income households that spend more than 30% of their gross income on housing costs, similar to mortgage stress. And we'll have to see what indicator they're referring to in this article because people have different methods for measuring it. I think the one I like from Roy Morgan and I think Martin North uses the same one, pretty much where you've got more money coming out than more money coming in. That's the kind of your screwed situation right there when you're in that position. Now, as a small business owner who gets paid in big chunks, we've been in that situation many times, and it's normal. So it depends on the survey. I wonder if they filter for that in the survey. That would be interesting. So, mortgage stress hits decade high. Risk of loan defaults rise. Now, we've looked at this before. The RBA is saying people have sufficient buffers to deal with this. It's not as scary as some people make out, but then again, we're only starting to see people come off those miraculously low fixed rate mortgages. You know, those ones under 2% that we're going to tell our grandkids about and they'll be laughing at us. So mortgage holders are experiencing the highest level of stress in a decade as consecutive interest rate rises place them at a increased risk of defaulting. New research from Roy Morgan shows an estimated 1.1 million mortgage holders were at risk of mortgage stress in the 3 months to December 22, with the figure now higher than the long-term average dating back to early 2007. It's kind of a little worrying to me that 2007, which is just like a few days ago, it's just recent, you know? But this is like a huge amount of time ago now, guys. It's like 15 years ago, isn't it? Oh, shit. I'm getting old. The 3 month... Yeah, it is. Was I in my 20s then? The 3 month period spanned 3 interest rate rises, which took the cash rate to 3.1% in early December, the highest since December 2012. The research found 23% of mortgage holders considered themselves at risk of mortgage stress, higher than the long-term average of 22.8%, but lower than the peak of the GFC at 35.6% in early 2009. Now, does at risk mean they're actually at it, actually at mortgage stress or not? The Roy Morgan method is a bit, they're calling it, with regards to money in and out, different to the ABS method. Do I have it here? No, I don't. Meanwhile, the number of mortgage holders considered extremely at risk increased to 666,000, 15% in the same period, falling in line with the average of 659,000, 15.9% over the last 15 years. By March 23, the report estimates that 1.2 million households, 26.3%, will be considered at risk if interest rates continue to climb. Roy Morgan's CEO, Michelle Levine, said mortgage holders were considered at risk if their mortgage repayments were higher than a certain percentage of household income. Okay, are they the 30% guys? The latest ABC CPI figures for the year in December 22 showed the Australian inflation hitting a 33-year high of 7.8%, the highest since March 1990. The rising inflation level in Australia and all the indicators from the RBA suggest interest rates will increase again when the RBA meets in February by 25 points, and again in March by another 25 to 3.6%. Now, you may think that that's going really high, but if you look at the cash rate chart here, you can see it's kind of just returning to, well, almost normal levels, to at least what it was since the huge, we were paying 18% interest rate back in the 80s days. How's my my boomer voice? I can't do it. I can't do it. So, but then at least back then you could actually earn money on your money in the bank. Oh, imagine that. Imagine sitting money in the bank and just earning 10% interest. Imagine that. No bullshit crypto Ponzi crap, just 10% at a normal bank. Sure, what you'd get pyramid building society, you get a bit extra, and all of them got burned, but eventually they got paid back. There's a levy that just finished a few years ago. That's the difference. These crypto Ponzi scams, they collapse, people get screwed and get nothing. A bank, even if it's dodgy, collapses, the government steps in. So we all, comrade, we all share the burden there. So that's why you have people stoking fear about the banking sector. I wouldn't equate it to the fear of the crypto guys. Anyway, back to this. When considering these figures on mortgage stress, it is always important to take into account that interest rates are only one of the variables that determine whether a mortgage holder is considered at risk. The survey's results are based on interviews with 60,000 Australians, 10,000 of which are owner-occupied mortgage holders. Ms. Levine said the variable that has the greatest impact on a borrower is the at-risk category, is related to household income and employment. The report noted there has already been an increase in unemployment to 9.3% in the December period. The latest Roy Morgan employment estimates showed a near-record 13.6 million Australians were employed in December 22, up by about 650 since February 2020, when there were 12.9 million employed pre-pandemic. The strongest growth in the jobs market has attracted more Australians into the labour force, and there are now over 1.3 million unemployed Australians compared to the 1.1 pre-pandemic. So we can see here that, well, it's going, unemployment is the key factor. And Roy Morgan uses a different approach. Here, we'll have a look here. Roy Morgan, unemployment data, we'll bring that up. Where is it? Okay. They use a different approach, guys, to everyone else here. No, okay, wait, let me load it up. Load it up here. Bear with me while this loads. Okay, no, we don't have it there. Let's see, we'll go directly to the website. Roy Morgan, products and tools. I want to find mortgage stress. There we go, we looked at that. Roy Morgan consumer confidence. They want to say straight A should be unchanged. Yep, great. Come on, where's the latest unemployment data? Okay, let's, well, you know, a good YouTuber would organize this beforehand, Florian. They would do, I can't find it. Okay, they've changed it. Anyway, we've got we'll do this old-fashioned way. They're saying unemployment is 9.3%. If we go to ABS, we can see they're claiming the unemployment rate is at 3.5%. So Roy Morgan and the ABS use different methodologies in determining unemployment. I, as many others, kind of feel like the Roy Morgan method may be a little bit more accurate, may represent reality a little bit more. But we have to understand this is the unemployment rate that's going to be used to influence government policy and decision making. So that's why there's a little bit of a difference there. So, well, let's have a bit of a talk about this one, guys. So we've got an increase in people at risk or extremely at risk of mortgage stress. Well, extremely at risk, it's just gone back to normal. At risk has jumped up. Now, we're going to see more people hitting this with interest rates going variable, but we need to watch the unemployment rate. The more people that lose their jobs, that's what's going to drive them into risk. Now, if we have a lot of people in the construction sector losing their jobs as builders go under, we have builders not tipping over and then taking subbies down with them. If we have people decreasing their spending or discretionary spending due to increases in interest rates, that may flow through to the employment figures. So that's the one we have to watch, because that's going to show if we're really at risk. Because until then, you're both working, you can find a way to make it work. You just cut costs. You'd be amazed what you could go without to keep your house, to keep paying the mortgage repayments. Hey, I mean, worst case, you could turn your life into a sob story and make money with ABC article appearances, can't you? Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Thanks for watching. Check out Heise BIM or Heise Does. And if you're a fan of the channel and want to support us, you can, financially on YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy our Pocket Squares or call us if you need an architect. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.